Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's weekend going so far? How's everybody doing? What is up? What is up? What is up? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Chat's on fire this morning. I love it. Greatly appreciated, folks. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Yankees have game 2 this afternoon against the Chicago Cubs. It'll be Matthew Boyd versus Max Fried, so a lefty versus lefty matchup. Should be a pretty good matchup. We'll see how the Yankees bats do today against Boyd. But last night, the bats were exploded, right? The Yankees put up 11 runs. They shut out the Chicago Cubs. Cody Bellinger, for the first time in his career, hit 3 home runs. It was great to witness that and calling the play-by-play for that game last night. The Yankees bats were just on fire, and especially Cody Bellinger. He had a 6 RBI night. He was 3 for 5. His batting average is at 285, so his numbers have improved tremendously over the course of the season. His OPS, he's sitting right at 838. We got Jason Dominguez, right? The Martian. Yes, he's not in the lineup tonight, but, his numbers have been coming along across the board. So, he's sitting close to 270 now with an OPS of 768. So, Dominguez has been, he's been hitting the ball quite well. He's been playing good defense out there in left field. Yeah, there's going to be mistakes here and there, but it's to be expected. All right. But overall, he's been very impressive. And he's been impressive at the leadoff spot. So I'm glad that he is leading off when he is playing. And, it looks like Boone is trying to keep the lineup pretty consistent now. He's not playing this musical chairs. I don't think the Yankees are playing around. I think this team now is looking a lot different, right? Especially without DJ LeMahieu. And it's not a disrespect to DJ, but I feel like this team has a new fire under them right now. Whether it's because DJ got DFA'd or what, but this team is looking different. This team has been looking different over the last week, and they're on a 5-game winning streak. Let's see if they could extend their winning streak to 6. When you look at the standings, I believe the Yankees are still. I want to say they're still in second place. Yeah, they're still in second place, but how many games they have? They're still 2 games behind the Blue Jays. But, considering the fact that how bad the Yankees have been prior to them getting hot again, you're surprised that they're not, 4 or 5 games back. But, we'll see how the Yankees we'll see how the Yankees let's see what the Yankees do tonight. All right. Again, Max Fried versus Matthew Boyd should be a fun pitching matchup. Lefty versus lefty. I looked at the lineup. I'll pull up the lineup for both teams. Lineup looks pretty decent, I would say. Some people are going to complain, but I could care less. Let's just appreciate what the Yankees are doing right now. Let's appreciate that the bats have come around. The pitching, yes, still a little thin. That's why it was important for Carlos Rodon to have a long outing, in which he did. He went, 8 strikeouts, 8 innings, only walked 1 batter, gave up 4 hits, no runs, and gave the bullpen a much-needed break. So hopefully we could get a long outing from Max Fried tonight, right? Want to not utilize the bullpen. I mean, I get it. Sometimes the bullpen is going to get utilized, in some of these games, obviously. But you hope that it's, after the 6th inning. The reason why I say after the 6th is because, again, the bullpen is very thin. And I hope the Yankees are working the phones right now and acquiring some bullpen arms, along with a right-handed third baseman, right-handed bat that plays third base. So we'll see what goes down. But let me say what's up to the chat. Who do we have in the chat? Desiree's first in the building. Welkin is in the building. What is up? Brooklyn is in the house. What's up, Susan? We got Nosebleed section. What is going on? Who else we got in the building? Let's go down the chat here. Like I said, the chat's on fire. So who else we got in the building? We got Steve Schumann in the building. What is up? Petruzzi's in the building. What is up? All right, Egyptian. What is up, man? Egyptian Magician's in the building. What's up? What's up? Who else is in the building? Yo, what up, Ace? What's going on, man? I know he's going live for the play-by-play, so make sure you all are subscribed to Ace. I think the majority of you are, but if you're new to the channel, to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the Ace Avenue. He does a really good job, and if you're a big movie buff like he is, he does a really good job with movie reviews. I watched his movie review on Superman. Makes me want to go. Definitely gets me excited to go watch it for sure. So I'm going to try and get that, make that happen at some point. You know, it's definitely going to happen. Jake is in the building. Who else we got in the building? Oh, man, so many of you. Evan is in the building. Jasmine D is in the building. TC Steels is in the building. What's up, TC? Patrick is in the building. Our national pastime is in the building on X. So they're joining us from X. If you don't mind, man, just go to my YouTube page. Hit the link and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it if you're not subscribed already, but appreciate you joining us from X. Who else we got in the building? We got Jacob Frederick is in the building. We got the other Jacob in the building. Wow. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of you in the chat. You very lively chat this morning. So once again, happy Saturday. But let's see what the Yankees do this afternoon. So Petruzzi's asking me if the Yankees should extend Belly. I'm going to say no. Just because it's not because I'm like, worried. I know Belly's been playing well. I know Bellinger's been on fire. But he has that player option. So, I think the Yankees are going to let him play it out. And then, they might talk in the offseason. And the Yankees typically, historically, they don't give out a lot of extensions. They've done it a few times. But some of those extensions bit them in the butt. And, I don't know if they're going to do that with Belly. I'm not saying Belly would not pay off. I think he would pay off. But you got to also remember Scott Boras is his agent. So you could expect I see a scenario where Bellinger does exercise his player option. If he does, I think he gets paid. He's going to get paid $25 million. And besides, he wants to be with the Yankees. He wanted to be traded with the Yankees. Old Sarge, sir, how are you? But I could also see Scott Boras telling Bellinger to opt out, and we can get him a better contract. Because it's Scott Boras, after all. He gets his clients the most money he possibly can. Do I see the Yankees bringing Bellinger back? If he does opt out, absolutely. But I think the Yankees are just going to let the season play out. I feel like an extension would have happened by now. Belly's option for money. I think his this is true. Nosebleed. This is true, but I could see him. I know the agent works for the player, right? I know Boras works for the players. I get that, but I could see him in Cody Bellinger's ear, like, hey, just let the season play out, and you don't have to opt in, because again, it's a player option. But let's see Cody Bellinger's contract here. So, like I said, because he initially signed a 3-year, $80 million deal with the Cubs. He's getting paid $27.5 for this season. His player option for 2026, he's going to get paid $25. So if he does opt in, then he is a free agent after this season. So I could see a scenario where either, what's up there, Dev? But I could see a scenario where he does opt in, and then he'll test the free agent market, and if he can have a fantastic season next season too, have another successful season, then sure, you could probably, you could see a scenario where, he'll opt in and just test the market in 2026. Like I said, he wants to be a Yankee. And Walken says Belly over Tucker for sure. And from a cost perspective, let's just say he does opt out. He's not going to cost as much as Kyle Tucker. And I think the Yankees could afford Bellinger. And Crypto is in the building. He says Cubs winning. Good luck to your boys. TC says, just to brighten everyone's day a little more, the Dodgers have lost 7 in a row. Well, yeah, they've been on a losing streak, but this is what this happens to a lot of teams, right? This happens sometimes. Yankees were in that big slump. The Dodgers are in a slump. Am I counting the Dodgers out? Nope. I'm not counting them out at all. And another team that's been hot lately, the Red Sox. So watch out for the Red Sox. There's a lot of talk about the AL East being weak, but as I always say, you don't sleep on the AL East teams, and we've seen that with the Yankees this season. Just saying. And Old Sarge says if Bellinger maintains the level of play, he's opting out. It's his last chance to cash in. That's what I'm saying. So there could be a scenario where he could opt out. So that scenario is possible. But he could get more than $25 million per year. I think the Yankees will definitely bring him back. I don't see a scenario where the Yankees are going to try and go after Kyle Tucker this offseason. They'll check in, they'll do their due diligence, but I think ultimately Bellinger comes back, and from a cost perspective, it's a better option. And we know Hal is trying to stay under the payroll. Hal has come out on record to say that. So, it's not that Hal couldn't afford Tucker. Of course he can afford Tucker, but Bellinger's going to be the cheaper option here. Bryce, I will be calling the game. Yes, I will. Yeah, for sure, TC, for sure. Bryce is saying JC might get traded. Look, there's a lot of players that are being speculated that might get traded or they're going to get traded. Let's just see what happens. I mean, they're around right now, 3 weeks or about 3 weeks before the deadline. People are jumping on these speculations, and there's going to be a lot of clickbait. So be careful with that stuff. All right, Bryce, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. I'm glad you're going to be tuning in. Carl is asking me thoughts on third base options at the deadline for the Yankees. I mean, realistically, I wish I would love for them to get Eugenio Suarez. Are they going to get Eugenio Suarez? I don't know. Ideally, I would love him, but I don't know if they're going to get him. Some folks are saying Ryan McMahon, but I like Ryan McMahon at third base. Defensively, he's great. I'm not a fan of his bat. He could. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a possibility, but historically, the Rockies don't sell. If there's anybody I want from the Rockies, it's Jake Bird, their pitcher, in the bullpen. That guy throws some straight heat. But in terms of third base, Suarez, excuse me, Suarez, or there's rumors of IKF, and I'm not. Yeah, I know Suarez is a rental. I'm not giving up a haul for him. Not for a freaking rental. There's no way. There's no way. That's not going to happen. What up, in Furnace? Shout out to you. Yeah, if Peraza would start hitting, then they don't need a third baseman. IKF has been mentioned. Brian Hayes has been mentioned. Another guy that I've mentioned too, and the Nationals, as I was talking about it recently, they fired their GM and manager. I wouldn't mind the Yankees going after a guy like Ahmed Rosario. I believe he could play third base, and he'd be a lot cheaper. He would also be a rental. I don't think you would have to give up a lot for him. But realistically, there, Carl, I would want Eugenio Suarez, but I'm not giving up a haul for a rental, right? But I'm saying if there's a cheaper option, I'd say call up the Nationals and see for Ahmed Rosario. He's going to be a lot cheaper, and he's a rental too. So, from a cost perspective, if the Yankees are trying to, not go overboard with the payroll, right? If Hal is not trying to go nuts with the payroll, go after the cheaper option, Ahmed Rosario. I think he could. I believe he could add some value to the team. So, but the Yankees need to go all out on the bullpen, right? They need to go all out on the bullpen. That, to me, is the number one priority for the Yankees. And that's something I've been saying all season because the bullpen's been incomplete all season. And then, they've been able to hold their own up until June. But now some of their guys are hurt, right? And, no doubt that they have to go after some bullpen arms, no doubt. So that, to me, is priority number one, the biggest priority for the Yankees. What up, Jared? How's it going? Steve is saying, wonder if any other team was seriously overpaid for Suarez. Only way price would drop for us. Yeah, if they're in desperation mode, they're in desperation mode. So like I said, I'm not giving up a Spencer Jones or a Cam Schlittler. I'm not giving up either one of those guys for a rental in Suarez. No freaking way. Nope. And yeah, every team knows that Hal will not cross a certain line in his budget, so they're asking for the moon. Yeah, the Yankees tax is real. We all know the Yankees tax is real, and they're not going to they're not going to make it easy for the Yankees. They're always trying to. It's always try to do a highway robbery with the Yankees. No way. But let's talk a little bit about today's game. All right, Yankees bats, Yankees offense. They're going up against Matthew Boyd, and I got his baseball savant page, and I'll pull that up here momentarily. So Matthew Boyd, just to pull up a few of his stats here real quick. He is 9-3 with a 2.52 ERA, 96 strikeouts. He's got a whip of 1.07, has 23 walks for the season. He's not record's pretty good. ERA is pretty good. Of course, he's going up against Max Fried. Max Fried has an 11-2 record with a 2.27 ERA. He has 111 strikeouts, has a whip of 0.96, 24 walks. So this is going to be a pitcher's duel, I think. I think this will be a pitcher's duel, but I don't expect the Yankees to put up 11 runs. Then again, I didn't expect them to put up 11 runs last night. But, hey, you never know. You never know. So baseball is a funny game. What's up there, Doran? What is going on? But here's Matthew Boyd's baseball savant. Let me pull that up to share with all of you. Let me share that screen. Matthew Boyd, boom. And then I'll zoom. Let me make this full screen. Zoom in a little bit. Let me take this off the screen for just a moment. So it looks like there we go. Yeah, it looks like he most of the pitches that he throws a four-seam fastball. He uses that 46% of the time, pitches that 46% of the time, averages about 93. The changeup, slider, so the changeup is at 23%, about 78.9, almost 79 miles per hour for his pitches. And then sliders used 16% of the time. I do expect him to throw a lot of sliders in today's game. So expect that fastball, obviously, to be thrown. So he's. I think with some of the guys in the lineup, I think you could expect him to use a lot of those secondary pitches in his, as far as like his changeup and slider goes. But numbers across the board, in terms of his value, not too bad, right? Pitching run value, fastball run value, and then you look at his pitching here. His chase percentage is at 71. It's not bad. His K percentage is at 57, walk percentage at 86. So yeah, I mean, numbers across the board. It's not bad. So I think the Yankees are gonna have a little bit of a hard time with him, I think. But again, we could very well be surprised. Yeah, and obviously the Cubs are gonna be familiar with Max Fried. Once again, Max Fried pitched in the National League for his whole entire career up until now. Yeah, Doran Belly is is beyond lava hot. It's like boiling lava hot. But yeah, he's impressive. Yo, my man Jason Custodio, what's up, dude? My man Jason Custodio is in the building. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jason Custodio. He does these late night, overnight shows. Does a really good job. The king of the medium well stakes, my man Jason Custodio. What's up, dude? I'm sorry I had to bring it up. I couldn't resist, man. I couldn't resist. You know how it goes. But yeah, just some stuff here from Matthew Boyd. And let's see. Let me take this off the screen. And whoa, I disappeared. Hold on. Oh, there I am. I disappeared for just a minute. And who else we got? So Max Fried, we all know what he's capable of, right? We all know what he can do on the mound. He's been the ace for the Yankees this season, right? Once again, folks, I am so happy that they signed Max Fried. It was absolutely necessary. So let me share this with all of you too. Let me know what you all think about Max Fried's numbers here. So let me zoom in a little bit more. It might be blurry for some of you. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So fastball cutter. He uses the fastball sinker. Fastball sinker, fastball cutter. So those are his specialties. He uses the fastball cutter quite a bit, 31% of the time. So you'll see him utilize the curveball too. He doesn't really get a lot of strikes with the curveball, but sometimes it does sneak in. Sometimes he is sneaky with that curveball where it does find the strike zone. But you could expect him to use his fastball cutter most of the time, which looks like it averages out about 93.6. So he's above average amongst left-handed pitchers. Split his fastball sinker, right? That sinker, that sinker is really good. That sinker that he throws, he does a fantastic job. So, and as far as his numbers go, his percentile rankings for 2025, great all across the board. Great all across the board. Great ground ball percentage at 88. That's what he's known for. So, again, pitching run value, he's 97. So, Max Fried overall, he's been fantastic. His numbers looking good. So, Max Fried on the mound, it gives me a little bit more. It typically gives me a little bit more confidence that the Yankees are going to win with him on the mound. I know he's been, struggling somewhat recently, but he's able to bounce back though. He's able to overcome any struggle that he goes through. So, shout out to Max Fried. So, let's see what happens tonight. So let's get into these predictions, people. Let's get into these predictions. All right. What do we got for Max Fried tonight? What is Max, or not tonight, but this afternoon? What does Max Fried do? How's his performance going to be? What's up, Jonathan? How's it going there, buddy? What's his performance going to be? What do we got for him against the Cubs? Let me know what you all are thinking. Anytime your ace is on the mound, you have to like your chances to win. Always there, Doran. So nosebleed is going 7 innings pitched, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 runs. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. 6 2/3, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk. Yanks win 5-1. Okay. Jasmine said 7 innings, 3 walks. Yankees turned 2 double plays, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs. 0 runs. Okay. 6 2/3, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts. Okay. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. So it looks like some of you, so far saying seven innings. I'll say this prediction right here. I'm gonna go 7 1/3. I'm gonna go 7 1/3. So I'll say just a little bit more than 7. 7 1/3. I think he'll give up. I think he'll give up 1 run. I'll say 1 run, and he'll strike out. He's going to strike out 6 and give up 1 walk. So, and Rodney's in the building. What up, man? He says 8 innings, 3 walks, no runs, 3 hits. How many strikeouts, Rodney? Yeah, I'm gonna go 7 1/3. He gives up a run. He walks 1, strikes out 6. So that's my prediction for Max Fried. And yeah, I think so too, Custodio. I think so too. What are the chances Yankees have back-to-back shutouts? I mean, there's a chance. It depends on how they do against Boyd. Boyd's numbers look pretty good. But we're gonna find out soon enough. Oh, Sarge. Oh my God. He says Fried shoves Boone stubs toe, making punt lineup. Volpe's bat rejects him and throws him into the stands. Oh my God. Jacob says the Yankees are winning 13-6. All right. I mean, it's possible. It's a possible. That's not a bad score prediction. I just don't see the Yankees putting up 11 runs, but it's baseball. You never know what's going to happen. But let me share the lineup here real quick too, because I just realized I did not share the lineup. So how dare I not share the lineup? But this is your lineup for the Cubs and Yankees. Old Sarge, or not Old Sarge, sorry, John Boy put this up on his X page. So he puts up the lineup for both teams. So this is nice. But let me zoom in a little bit more here. All right, so the Cubs lineup, pretty much the same, except you got Ian Happ in the lineup. But you have Horner, Tucker, Suzuki, Kelly, Crow, Armstrong, Swanson, Happ, Turner, Birdie. Boyd is on the mound. Yankees lineup, folks, it is Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Judge, Stanton, Jazz, Grisham, Volpe, Wells, Peraza, and Fried is on the mound. So lineup tonight, so no Ben Rice, no Martian. Neither one of those guys are in the lineup. And I know fans are already tripping and losing their collective minds over the Martian not being in the lineup. But, at least Dominguez is getting a lot of playing time. It's not like he's playing once a week, but he's getting his fair share of playing time. He's getting plenty of playing time. Whereas in years past, when the Yankees have these prospects on their team, these guys hardly ever play. And if they did, it'd be like once a week. So, we can't be bummed. We can't be bummed. The Yankees are on a 5-game winning streak. Hopefully they can make it 6 today. Boyd is a lineup there, Carl. Boyd is a lineup. That's why you see Goldschmidt at the leadoff spot. And Custodio says lefty pitcher, so I understand the lineup. Plus, we need our best defense out there. 100%. Defense matters. As we all know, defense freaking matters. Volpe's getting a lot of criticism there, Yankster. No doubt about it. Like when they played Verdugo every darn game. But Verdugo's defense was great. James is in the building. What up, James? Says, how about this? SJ and Rice for Duran and Castro, or SJ Rice for Donovan and Helsley. I mean, I'm not opposed to Helsley. I'm not opposed to Donovan. but I don't know that the Cardinals are going to trade those guys. And Duran and Castro, you're talking about from the Twins, that could be a possibility. Those names have been mentioned. I don't want to trade Spencer Jones either, man. Doran. The only way I trade Spencer Jones is if they're getting a guy like Paul Skeens back. Then sure, you know what? I might entertain that. Just saying. But I'm not going to trade. I'm not trading Jones though. Other than that, like I'll trade him for Paul Skeens. I'm down to do that. All right, let's move on to the next prediction. How many double plays did the Yankees hit into, people? Let's talk double plays. How many double plays? I don't think the Yankees hit into one yesterday, but I'll say one tonight or this afternoon. Yeah, I'm a little concerned there, Steve, but these are the growing pains of prospects, but I'm a little concerned, which is funny because a lot of Yankees fans like call up what's his face? Call up Lombard, and it's like his bat has not really been great, but give him time. It's just like a lot of folks were complaining about, Spencer Jones' strikeout percentage. His strikeout percentage has greatly improved. Got to give these guys time. You got to be patient with them. So, but his hitting is a little concerned. Absolutely. So Carl is saying 0. Susan's saying 2. Nosebleed 1. 1 from Custodio. Ronnie's saying 1. So 2. I'm going 2 by Volpe. 0. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. How much will Volpe get paid next year in his first year of ARB? I got to look that up. I don't know. Yeah, Lombard will figure it out. Again, these guys are going to struggle. They're young. Yeah, Lombard is still a couple of years away. SJ has great potential, but Duran is a beast, and we could use him more than another outfielder. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the Yankees are going to do, James? I mean, I wish I was in that room to talk about, to know what these guys are looking for. $1 million in arbitration for Volpe. Volpe and Peraza, 2 double plays. I got 1 double play. Old Sarge. Yeah. But I'm going 1 double play. All right. What do we have for home run calls? Volpe gets 2.5. He should be arrested for theft. Verdugo good at least for 1. Sure. When he's not with the team anymore, he's waiting on the dock. I think the Yankees may do what they have to do to Glaber, give him more time to let him go. Yeah. Judge is going deep, Steve says. Jared says Judge, and I think he meant to say Jazz. That was a typo. Yep, he said Jazz. You know what? A guy who hasn't hit a home run. Goldschmidt's been coming around lately. His batting average is back up to 294. I mean, I know that's, his batting average at some point during the season was in the high 300s, but it's at 294. He's been hitting well as of late. So I'm going to say Judge, Goldschmidt. Judge, Goldschmidt. Do I say Bellinger? I know he hit 3 home runs last night, but does he? Maybe he doesn't hit a home run tonight. Yeah, I'm going to say Judge, Goldschmidt, and I'm going to go Giancarlo. The Twins, Jazz, and maybe Volpe. Wow. Okay. Wells and Peraza. He's going for the underdogs. I mean, Wells has been great as of late. So, I mean, he's been having better at bats. 2 home runs for Judge, 1 for Jazz, 1 for Belly. All right. And Big G from Doran. Big G, Volpe, Bellinger. Okay. If Belly goes yard, dude, oh my God. Volpe will not hit a home run again this season. Book it. You might be right there, Yankster. Have the Twins, Judge and Stanton and Jazz. Judge and Stanton and Jazz. Stock clock is Peraza homers. We'll see. Yeah, but I got Goldschmidt. I got Goldschmidt, Judge, and Stanton hitting home runs in this afternoon's game. So those are my predictions there. What do we have for scores, people? What's today's score going to be? Yeah, if Volpe could consistently hit singles and doubles, I'll settle for that. I don't care about him hitting home runs, but just get on base, man. But his batting average has dropped dramatically, which is a little concerning. But 6-2, 7-2. So Jasmine D and Doran got the same score prediction. 6-2, 7-2. I'll say 4-2, 9-2. I'm going to stick with a score prediction of Susan saying 4-3, 7-4. I'm going to say 6-3. I'll say 6-3. 9-4 from Rodney. I'll say 6-3 for a score. Steve is saying 5-1. You're not wrong, Doran. Just has to lay down good bunts. But, 6-3 is going to be my score prediction, people. That's my score prediction. Six-3 Yankees, Jared. Stats are really good, Lou. He's got it's a 9-3 record, I believe 2.52 ERA. Does pretty well. Yanks are saying time to DFA Goldie. I don't know that they're going to DFA Goldie. He's only here for a year, man. I don't think they bring him back next year. So we may get no hit again. I mean, if they get no hit and they end up winning and making a comeback, then sure, I'll take that. They were, Jake. They were. I mean, Yankees, they need to get back to some of the fundamentals. You know what I mean? So, I don't think they're playing around, though, clearly. So, they know that there's things that they need to work on. But got our score predictions. All right. What is for dinner? You wouldn't be surprised, Doran? I would honestly be surprised if they extended Goldschmidt. I don't see that scenario. I really don't. Red Sox Dobbins done for the season with ACL tear. Yikes. Oh, my God. Those ACL tears suck, man. Too bad. I'm not a fan of the Red Sox, clearly, but would never wish an injury like that on any player. But that's too bad. 3 kilograms of schnitzel, okay. Too early to think about dinner. Well, what's for lunch? I guess I should have said lunch, breakfast, brunch, early dinner. I mean, what do we got? What are we munching on, folks? Or what are we snacking on? Better yet. Anybody snacking? Protein shake for Lou. What else? Yeah, well, where you are, I mean, it's definitely nighttime in your part of the world, no doubt there, Doran. The only good thing I have to say about Volpe is if you think Volpe is bad, Peraza is worse. Yeah, Jared's having some popcorn. Susan already had some ice cream. Yeah, I got some ice cream at the house. Leftover pizza and popcorn for the game. Nice. So, okay, 1950. So you're 9 hours ahead. Evan says he doesn't know. Cereal for Jasmine. What kind of cereal, Jasmine? Don't think Volpe's bat is that much better than Peraza. It's better, but what else for food, people? What else for food? What else we got for food? Because I'm going to go live here in a little less than 10 minutes. Jacob Frederick is saying Arby's. Okay. Shoot, I haven't had Arby's in a long time. Baked potato or mashed potato as a side. Okay. Yeah, I haven't had Arby's in a long time. There is an Arby's by me. Yes, there's one by me. There's one like 5 minutes away from me. It's a 5-minute drive. But I haven't eaten there in a long freaking time. What else is on the menu for people? What else is on the menu? Well, yeah, we'll see how the Yankees. We'll see what the Yankees do this afternoon. Hopefully, they could get the win and take the series. Let me check this poll out real quick. I put out a poll. I haven't looked at the poll, but 36 votes and 86% of you said that the Yankees do take the series. And top fans of the chat, snap, Desiree at 1. The typical 3. The usual suspects, Desiree, Susan, and Welkin are your top 3 of the chat. Oh, you're going to Bayton? Nice, Susan. That is my spot. I love that place. Stuffed French toast. Nice. I'm liking some of the food choices. But folks in the chat, I am actually going to go ahead and end the pregame live stream here. I do appreciate all you guys and gals tuning in. You all are the best. Thank you all very much. Greatly appreciate it. I will see you all for the play-by-play here in less than 10 minutes. I hope to see you all there. Let's hope the Yankees win. Let's get ready for a great game. And let's hope for a series win. Let's hope for an excellent performance by Max Fried. Let's hope the bats are on fire today. But folks in the chat, enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you all for the play-by-play. Thank you all very much. And as always, let's go Yankees.